How did you work in the docks?
Oh, no. 47 when I come out, 70.
1947, 1970.
1970 when I come out. Yeah.
What was your job in there?
Just a dock worker.
Was it hard work?
That's why I'm fucking like this. No, it was hard work. Enjoyed it. Can hardly fucking walk now. Having knee tremors is where you go indoors with your birds.
Was you happy working in the docks?
Of course you was.
Why is
You
that?
weren't fucking happy. You made yourself happy. It was a living, wasn't it?
How did you make yourself happy?
It was just the fucking naturally the people you was with. If you didn't have a fucking laugh, you'd be miserable, wouldn't you? But you work fucking hard, mate. You know, you got nothing but nothing in there.
Did you work with the same gang of men most of the
For
time?
quite a while, yeah.
Did you become close with them men?
Of course you did. Didn't sleep with them, wasn't allowed to.
And did you
That was ugly bastards, isn't it?
did you socialise with those men?
Yeah, of course you did. You was, so when you finished work, you all went for a pint, didn't you, normally, you know? Unless you was a tight-ass bastard, the old woman wanted your own, but otherwise it was all right.
There weren't many dockers like that, I don't think.
Well, oh, there was a few, yeah. Well, when they started moving out, they had to go home, didn't they, you know?
There's quite a lot of them.
Yeah, of course it was, yeah, you know. They had lovely gardens, and when they wanted to see it, the time they fucking left home in the morning, if they was on a ship, you know, these big ships, they was working from 8 till 7, perhaps the weekends, and they must have looked at the garden with fucking torches. Spent half their life travelling. It was all right then, wasn't it? Get a workman's ticket with half a crown, when they finish up paying about £5 a week.
How did you feel when the docks closed?
The docks didn't close through what's name, it closed because the property was worth more than we was, wasn't it? That was the only reason the docks closed. The example of the docks, they closed from the centre of London, didn't they? The first thing to shut was the Port of London. Then the Surrey docks, they gradually worked their way down the river. When the West Indian docks, it was to go, oh, that won't shut, it's a going concern, you're doing this and you're doing that. The old bit ain't all that clever, that's going to shut. It didn't shut first. They wanted from the city. The river just closed down from the city. That was all it was money. And once you got these ships with all palleterisation, the men wasn't wanted, was they? When things come in pallet, you got these ships that was in the Surrey, the men manhandled every bit of timber. They do more in a fucking day than what they've done in a month. Not work, which is all palletised, isn't it? The men that have to pick it up. Where the ships was in the St Lawrence and in Russia where they was snowed in, they had icebreakers and got them out, didn't they? So there was no ships laying there for months where they was putting it through in fucking cabins, little bits through portholes, throwing them all to fit. Yeah. You'd be 3 weeks on the deck getting all the shit or timber off the decks. You didn't see the fucking boat on the winch for a week. After that, it was all palletised, wasn't it? Work was made easy.
Well, they started coming over in
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but then they palletised and now build the way the boats are built.
How did you feel personally about the docks closing?
Well, it was sick. It was terrible, wasn't it? The man, it wasn't the docks that closed. The area closed. The old area closed.
How do you mean?
It's just it's not the same type of people, is it now? When you walk round in the dock area now, there's no people here. Pub shut, everything shut. The old area shut. People moved out. They're not worried about us. They're all talking about all the lovely East Enders with the bombing and all that. They're not worried about the lovely fucking East Enders. You got kids up in tower blocks with 4 kids up in the fucking room, and you got people never been in the country giving them houses. Getting all the poor old people, giving them £1,000 a pistol, putting them in places out of the way and banging people that never seen the country into the places. Knocking 2 and 3 bedroom flats into 5 bedroom flats, so you don't lose 1 flat, you lose 2 flats.
So you don't think it was a good thing that docks closed for the Burmans?
Well, it wasn't a good thing. It wasn't a good thing for any area, was it? I mean, when you don't only shut the dock, you shut everything round it, don't you? All your coffee shops, the pubs, news agents, everything fed off of it, didn't it?
It's the run off of what other people think.
And then what they say about it, it had to happen, like when things are progressing, they're making ships. It's had to happen, but it's all this talking about the dockers close to the doctors. So they did. It would have shut anyhow. Because the property, the land comes to it, don't it? And the people are not, the local people are not getting nothing out of it, are they?
Who do you blame then?
You blame the government, don't you? I mean, you just, it's just, they tell you it's your area and you can't do nothing about your area. They're just giving it. When we walk around now, you don't see half the people. People are not so friendly now as they was. When I went to work, I walked up now the street. Everyone, they might have had a bowler hat, fucking top hat, well no hat. You would say good morning. You say good morning to people, and I look round and think you're fucking potty. I even can't understand you, and them that fucking can think you're up the wall. People are not friendly now.
Do you still live in this area?
Oh, I live over the water.
Yeah.
Lived there all my life. Oh, I live in Narrow Street, lived there all my life, but I've seen it all.
The same's happened over there, isn't it?
Of course it's happening all over, it's just happening. Everyone's saying, the old areas all, the old people, it's a shame, you know.
What changes did you have to make once you was no longer a docker?
I didn't make no change, I just left the dock and went to work, found myself work. I was lucky that when I left in, what was it, 80 I left. 1980 I left, yeah, not 70. I went in come home just out of the water. I went in about 47, beginning of 47 I went in the dock. The West India dock shut 19... Oh, the canal shut in 1970 where I worked. I went down the west for 10 years, went to Tilbury, and come out in 1980. There was a bit of work in 1980. I feel sorry for people today that no one... It's all right, no one wants a job for life, but someone wants some security in the job, don't they? 3 months, everyone thinks it's fucking ridiculous, you know. I feel sorry for the kids today, I really do. We left school, found a fucking job, we didn't know what it was, I didn't know what it was to be out of work.
What about when you left the docks in 1980? Did you find it easy to get a job then?
Yeah, there was plenty of work about. I just come out of the doctors, I finished work, I went to the telecom.
Was there other ex-dockers there?
Yeah.
Did they sort of help you get...
Me and him worked together. No, you just went up, there was vacancies for jobs, you just applied for them. And they called the city sector 11 at the finish. Because the so-called Daisy Docker, when they went there, they see he could work and they were surprised. My brother went up there and got a good job, and the woman called him she said, you're better than I want anyone, I'll see you. Because you don't tell your mates where he's working to send anyone that's not going to work, do you? If you know anyone, you say he's a decent fellow, and he takes your word, and that's how it goes on.
So did they have a bad reputation then?
No, they did. They started off with a bad reputation, but when they got to the city, and there was messages then that were being done away with for this fucking internet and everything else, I was surprised that they'd done their job. Because you couldn't be lazy. But I was quite happy in the telecoms, because it was a similar situation. As long as you'd done your work, they left you alone. But then that wasn't satisfactory to Mrs. fucking Thatcher and the mob. They sold that off, didn't they? So where the bloke had a little job then, like my job was secure, I went there like as a cleaner, but you was employed as an engineer's assistant. You had a secure job. What did that happen? As soon as that went, they done away with that job, and everyone's on a 3-monthly contract. Yeah. No, because they privatised that part. They privatised it, but they give that bit off. We was all right. We see, I see my time out there. We was all right. But I was under Maggie Thatcher's marvellous pension, paid 10% of your earnings to get fuck all for onto it. But if I'd have been a year younger when I went to the telecoms, I was 55, If I'd have been a year younger, which you had to have 5 years into 60, I'd have got their pension. Pay 6%, they pay 9%. And what's the good of your extra bit of pension? If you come in and you don't work, a bloke who's never worked in this fucking country comes in my age is better off than me that's worked all my life. Because he gets a pension and he gets income support. So he gets his old goggles fixed up for him, gets his fucking munches made for nothing. Don't pay no fucking poll tax, gets a fucking house and all he pays is water rates and he don't wash his fucking self.
Andrew, come and get a shot from this side. They weren't chatting with the BT then?
Yeah. No, the Billy worked there quite
Get one from over the
good little job. Listen, when we went in the dock, all the families before us had been in the dock. Half the people you met, you went to school with. We finished up, there was 3 of us. Jimmy, he worked at the post office. My old mate, he was a Steve, he'd always sit in that corner. We all went to school together, hadn't seen each other for years, all the war, finished up having a drink together. Johnny worked the Surrey docks, I worked over the water.
And when you come in, Wednesdays and Saturdays?
Yeah.
And what, you go to the one in Wapping, is it?
No, yeah, Balcott Street, that was our club, you know.
So just at the tunnel and left?
It takes me all the fucking time to get over with my legs. There would have been one of them so-called foreigners, they give me $1 fucking ride. So I've got to save up all the week to get a cab home now and again. It's a dear drink it works out, doesn't it?
It seems to be there's like a funeral a week goes past.
Well, there's always a funeral, yeah, but at that age, when you turn 70 odd, you die off, don't you? You know, you expect it.
They used to drink with Paddy Buckingham.
Paddy was our mate, used to sit here, yeah. Old Paddy. But I moved my mother-in-law keeps wondering about who Big Ned is. Paddy was just talking about him, he was his old mate, John. He was just talking about him. Paddy come out of Wapping and said, we come that side of the water, you know.
I've heard, I know there's a lot of doctors dying off because of their age, but I've also heard of where men, when they come out of the docks, when the docks closed, put on a handle, life without the docks, and they end up killing themselves.
Well, I don't know about that. The average bloke that come out of the docks, he done all different things. He could adapt himself to things, couldn't he? The majority of them have been in the service, so you weren't fucking silly, was you? You know what I mean? I think a lot of the older ones is like my old mother, my old father died, he was worn out. You get a recon engine, you can't get a recon fucking body. Look, they worked harder than we ever did. I mean, the only time they covered up before that, they didn't cover up worrying about us getting wet, they covered up worrying about the fucking cargo getting up wet when he was a young man. They come over the fucking water run out their arse and poor old bastards put their fucking charges over the guy, go work Stevie. And these people, I reckon they was hard. They were not done by here before the war. When we was the richest country in the world, we was the poorest people. It was. And they talk about cotton picking. They brought and they took, it was terrible to make slaves of people, but they only had 1 crop a year cotton. I don't know what they done the rest of the time. We went down and picked the fucking oxen for it was an holiday. Herbie's got a few bob on it. And you know what I mean? They got. It was terrible and all that, but look at the fucking size of them. Look at the average fucking bloke in this country for them. What's for my fucking poor old fucking man? I was a giant. You never knew we never knew our fathers as young men. They all look fucking old at 40, didn't they? Poor old bastard, all gas in the first old fucking war, weren't they? And of course he was. Grandpa and all the lot of them. But them poor old bastards, as they finished work, the ship was never swept out. I'd say 9 out of 10 of the people I knew in the dock, they called it wrong pipe. Fuck knows what it was. Look at the people now dying of asbestosis, still today coming out of the docks. My younger brother died of it. That wasn't 60.
All right, Pete.
We used to chuck it at each other. And they knew about that in 1926. A doctor wrote a thing in the London hospital. Have a man about it. Oh, it was a good life. You want to call them where you were. Different rates. We were short sea traders. We had a good rate. I had a good little fucking job. You got sent up there now and again, but when he went out, you know. God bless him, old son. That's good. But don't worry about it. A fucking year, wasn't it? What were we doing? Fucking, I feel sorry for me, fucking neighbour. I want to fucking think what we got something, didn't we? Hey. 10 of us, we worried about making it, but we finished up living with a fucking grand or something. The poor old mama never went to work, she had to summer's home. But all the boys that was in little families, they went to their grange. They can't go to their grange now. Because to get a place with fucking people that they're giving the places to, everyone's got to move out. Your dad lives down in Kent, he didn't want to fucking move down here, they had to because he couldn't get a place up here.